Good evening. Hold on. I'm doing this wrong. Hold on one second. Let me actually. Hold on one second. Let me do this correctly. Good evening, Eagle Neck Audits. I am here for all you people. I'm not you know what? I'm too tired for this, guys. I am not here for shits and giggles. I'm not here to have fun. And we're gonna bring up the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm glad that someone else is talking about this, and I think this needs to be discussed ASAP because it's happening right now. Good evening, Joe. I know Joe, you got a link a minute ago. I'm sorry, Joe. But what the frick? It's about time this is happening. Let's do it. You know?
Yeah.
Let's end this once and for all.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
Real quick, a quick good evening, Nancy Newhoff. Good evening, Roundup. I'm serious because you know what? I'm sick and tired of people, and you know they're talking. They're having a very interesting conversation right now. They're talking about people are replaying the same live streams from 2 years ago, and they're saying, "Oh, we're a supporter. Joe, when was the last time you were on Kaiser's panel?
Oh God, for about less than a year ago, but it's been a while. It's been a little while.
For me, it's been over a year.
Yeah,
and there's literally one YouTube channel. He doesn't even have a channel. Some troll on the internet that would screenshot me making Eagle Knit quotes in Wrangler's chat just for fun, which I do in everyone's chat. I show up on your chat when you stream. I comment Eagle Knit stuff. I was on Josh's chat, whatever the case might be. But this one troll would be screenshotting like, "Oh, look at Fraudit Mania all in Wrangler's chat. He's a supporter." And I'm like, I am not a supporter of dude. I don't support the dude whatsoever. Like, if you actually watch my live streams, I make it clear there's something fishy about the guy. And now everything's been confirmed. Oh, GJM, good evening. Navy Girl, lovely to see you. Freebird, Tom Fighter against Frauditors, great to see you all. We're going to hop over to KTZ. We're just going to stream snipe. This is a very lazy stream, but KTZ says they got the body cam. Joe, you ready for this? Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Emailing me from this email address is this.
I want to back up a little bit, though, because KTZ and K5 have a very interesting conversation. Defining what it truly means to support someone and simply being a victim of guilt by association, because that is the truth. That does exist.
Yeah.
And they said, no, absolutely not. It's not you. And I'm like, well, what the heck? So everything was a little fishy, right? A little fishy. Anyway, either way,
hi, Greg. Since then, evening, Greg. Great to see you.
I've been following along. People have asked me if I wanted to cover he was arrested for murder, not convicted. If I wanted to cover that. I don't really cover cases, first of all, that I'm not that interested in, A, and B, that there's not a conclusion to. So I haven't covered it yet. Now, if there is a conclusion to it, I probably will, if I feel the need to. Although a nice young woman named Shiz covered it extensively, and I don't think I have anything to add to that. So if you want to know about the murder case, go check out her channel. She's great.
Hey, Joe, I find that funny because that's what people say about me. Oh, you want to cover frauders the last year, but you don't want to cover Kaiser and his past. And I'm like, dude has been covered to death. If anything, I'm just hopping on a bandwagon, and no one likes people that hop on the bandwagon.
To me, it's like beating a dead horse. It's like, it's beating a dead horse.
Like, everyone's done videos about the murder indictment, about his felonies and yada yada. And I was just like, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. Sure, I'll talk about it on my live streams, but actually, hold on. I need to email this link to someone because I want to have them come on.
Yeah,
and this is going to be.
And can we up the speed to 1.5 until we get caught up?
Say again.
Can we up the speed to 1.5 until we get caught up?
1.5, sure. I play 1.25. I was going to email Dickbag because I'd like for Dickbag to come up and chat about this. I know Dickbag, he goes in these weird rants about how much he despises me, but like, dude's never had a conversation with me, but whatever. But yeah, so I think that's important to recognize. Like, people get on me to this day. Oh, you put out a community post, but not a video. I don't need to put out a video. I don't need to put out a video because it's been covered to death. What is me putting out a diss video on the dude going to accomplish? Because everyone's guise is, oh, GJM's is 3.5. I'll play the video, but everyone says, oh, you need to put a video out to educate your audience. My audience knows what Kaiser has done. They know that dude's in jail right now. Everyone knows because everyone is covering it. It's just like certain frauders, like Fapa right now. Fapa is digging a bit massive hole for himself. I
prefer to call Fapa Fafa.
No, well, yeah, that's good. But I haven't covered it because it's been covered to death. I'm just gonna be another person covering something popular. Anytime I put out a video about something that's been covered to death, when Carolina, Fort Worth, was quote unquote assaulted by the officer, when Wanda Mize got arrested, all those things. My videos get no traction because they've been covered to death. If I put out a video of Fraudit Wrangler right now, I'll get no views. No views.
Yeah,
anyway,
I think it's been beaten to death in my opinion. But okay.
Let's catch up.
Anyway, so he was arrested for a different crime recently, and we have the body cam footage of that, and we are boosting body cam, so we're going to show body cam.
Yeah, shocker. When a body cam became available, boost body cam.
Did you have anything to add? I know you streamed with him as well. I didn't address it on my channel because I don't do the drama stuff on my channel.
I've been addressing it since 2023.
Yeah, you have addressed it. I don't care to address it on my channel.
I feel that, so.
Stolen valid bad. Felonies are bad. Show up to court. Don't get warrants.
Also,
I think I nailed it there.
I would like to add, felonies are bad. Yes, I agree. Especially felonies that are still ongoing, like this one that's happening right now. I'm not going to say that people can't
allegedly.
Oh, exactly. You know what I mean. But what I'm saying is I had people who have literally murdered people on my channel before, murdered, arrested, did their time, sought forgiveness, feel bad about the murder, have come on my channel and talked about it. So I'm not saying that the person is bad forever is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I'm also going to throw something else because Java Man did bring up something. They probably won't think that that's denouncing enough. They haven't so far. Watch him. Don't watch him.
Yeah.
I'm not your internet daddy.
No.
You guys are adults to do what you want. If you notice, I'm not in his chat.
I'm not in his chat either. And people are always like, oh, you support him. So I've never even, as far as I know, I may have super chatted him back in the day, like $1 or $2. Even back then, I didn't really super chat anybody. So if I did, it was minuscule and it was before any of this.
I'll tell you the reason for that. Because there are several channels out there that are playing the same live streams that are 2 years old over and over and over and over and over.
Oh, so people think it's from now.
Yeah, so people are kind of like, oh, this was yesterday. And it's like, no, that stream's from 2023 and that's their 12th time doing it. But since their channel runs off of that type of stuff, they got to keep the drama alive. Wait, you're not our daddy? Yeah, it turns out, Dove, I am not your internet daddy. If you want to go, if you want to watch me and then go watch Rogue Nation, I'm not going to stop you. If you want to watch me and then go watch Wrangler, I'm not going to stop you. I am again.
And that's the point. It's like, and I've had this conversation before. It's okay to like channels that other people don't like. It's okay if you want to support one channel and then like another channel. Like Joe, you've been called a cult member, being that for a period of time you liked this content, but then you liked mine. Or you liked, I don't know, you like Fraudit Roundup's channel. Fraudit Roundup isn't even associated with the drama. You know what I mean? So it's like, that whole concept of, oh, well, if you have support, because my whole thing was when I started, everyone was like, oh, all of your viewers and all of your subscribers are from Kaiser. When I first started a YouTube channel, Kaiser wasn't even the one that put me on the map. And that's what people seem to forget. Put on the map isn't even a conversation. It was just, I had a small channel. Yes, I did get a big influx of subscribers from him and from other channels I associated with. But the point was that I grew my channel. People are like, oh, all 5,000 subscribers of yours now. Well, by the way, guys, we're at 5,000 subscribers. Woohoo! Yep. All 5,000 subscribers are of Kaiser's. But when you look at my comments section, people say, Will, I'm glad you no longer associate with that dude. I can't stand him. So it's like, that's not even an accurate statement. And it's just people just being so, hey, Freebird said it perfectly. I watch whatever channel I want, my choice. I thought people got on this platform of YouTube to demonstrate their right to free speech. I thought that's what this platform was for.
I thought this platform was for us to be entertaining, to entertain people. But yet somehow
ourselves even.
Yeah. Yes. It became a drama that center that I don't care for. It's one of those things that and unfortunately I got sucked into it. I got sucked in. I wish I did not get sucked into it.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
You know what it is? Because we are all, yeah, sides are lame. It's like there's no reason in playing that. They're playing the video now. Okay, we're gonna stop yapping. Let's just fast forward.
In on his warrants. This concluded my involvement in this incident, and that's it. That's all of the paperwork.
Yeah, and I just thought it was kind of funny because we watch body cams.
I just want to say real quick, and we'll play on. That's an underrated comment. I love Cracker Barrel. Oh, I love their style. Their mac and cheese is fantastic. Their braised ribs are phenomenal, out of this world. Oh, I haven't had Cracker Barrel in about 3 or 4 years, but I'm gonna take the soon to be wife definitely. She's never been. They don't have them where she lives, so I'm gonna take her to one like Northeast Philadelphia.
Gotta take her to Waffle House too.
She's been to Waffle House.
Oh, okay.
She has family in the Carolina, so she's been to Waffle House down there.
And she hadn't been to Cracker Barrel
every Wednesday.
No, well, I mean, she has family when she goes down to visit. She's been to Waffle House, but she's never been to Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
She's in the middle of nowhere in New Jersey, so I give her a break.
Wednesday at 8:00.
If this was to happen during one of the body cams, we would giggle at it. If somebody noticed officer was following and tried to turn around.
Yeah.
Oh dear Lord. Future pizza or FOIA money? $15 hair.
Whoa. Someone oh, that's not my channel. Sorry. I think someone dropped me a $15 super chat. Not my channel.
Come on, man. Generally specific for $5 hairs. Supporting the investigator. Thanks for what you do, KTZ. KFAR, shout out to you, sir. Also, girls drool, boys rule. Thanks, bud.
Thank you so much, GS. There's that. I'm glad you.
Good, sir.
GS, I went in your chat. I didn't listen to anything you were saying. I put that in your chat, and I was trying to edit a video real quick. So,
did he enter the Oklahoma Detention Center by special appearance? I don't think so. I don't think he was representing a trust or being a sovereign person.
Gotcha. I don't know all these
Yo, wouldn't it have been so funny if Kaiser went to court pro se, tried to be a sovereign citizen? That would have been so. I mean, imagine, like, that would have been hilarious. Sharpton Race Car just said, I stopped watching the live streams after all the Wrangler bullshit started up. I just checked in. I agree. It's exhausting. And that's why it's like people still, you don't live stream enough about Kaiser. I'm like, it's exhausting. I'm just doing it because there's body cam. And I think, and Troll's going to do a video. Is going to stick his chest out. See, people, I told you guys this would happen. Like, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Phrases. So I guess we'll play it. It's literally only 3 minutes long. I'm very disappointed that it cost so much to get a 3-minute long video.
So I've watched this one whole time, and it seems like it almost seems like a Fraudit video, where it's missing the beginning and the end.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
gotta go to Oklahoma and throw hands.
Yeah,
like,
Winston can get it, or Winslow, whatever the fuck his name is.
For them to take that long to get it to us too is ridiculous.
And okay, so if you guys know, we actually talked about this in the earlier stream. Somebody said something about Ohio's $75 an hour for body cam.
Yeah.
That's for redacting things. There's nothing redacted. Like the paperwork, KT's had redacted that herself.
Yeah.
So it's like they did absolutely everything. That's all I have to bitch about.
Hold on, I'm trying to do a thing. Okay, I can play the video. You guys ready for it? Is everybody here who wants to be here? I'm gonna press.
I'll have something to bitch about at the end.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit at the end.
First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man, Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Won't you solo go show up your photos, throw up your Twinkies, throw up your ho-hos, tuck in them pictures, them shits.
I'm gonna put all this stuff in my cup holder, alright? So it's all in one spot. I missed a court hearing on
Thursday and y'all are grabbing me up.
Go ahead. You got felony warrants, man.
Hey, I put that paperwork for that 44 that you have.
I have a hearing Wednesday in Alabama and y'all arrest me in Oklahoma on Friday.
I'm clear.
Well, let's play that back because it's hard to hear what he just said.
Yeah, I heard what he said, but yeah, let's play it.
I'm gonna play,
You're the YouTuber, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I missed a court hearing on Thursday and y'all are grabbing me up.
Go ahead. You got felony warrants, man.
Hey, I put that paperwork for that 44 that you have.
I have a hearing Wednesday in Alabama and y'all arrest me in Oklahoma on Friday.
I'm clear. You're the YouTuber, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, they know he's a YouTuber. Well, and I will say this, Joe, and this is Kaiser's, his defense is just off. And I personally told him this, and that's why I'm so frustrated by this. Because he's like, 5 weeks before he was arrested, and I think I said this before, he knew that he had noticed that he had to appear to court. And he told me that he knew by looking at other people's channels and being emailed the document that he was summoned to court. And what did he do? He live streamed it on his channel that he had court.
Yes.
But then when he comes up and with the excuse 3 days, oh well, I physically received a notice 3 days before. And, I didn't have notice. I didn't have time. I had such short. What's the term? Such last minute
hardship to get there because it was last minute, that kind of thing.
Crap. And that's his arrogance. And I really pissed me off.
And my statement yesterday about that was, okay, I know for a fact that he did say things on his live stream up to a couple months in advance about it. At the time, he acted like he did not really know what was going on. Of course, I would just assume, because he's always talking about accountability, I would just assume that he was calling the courthouse and saying, hey, what's going on here? Of course, you know what they say about assuming. What happens when you assume?
Don't ever assume. Well, yeah.
But
my first day at my current, my soon to be previous job, that was I never heard that expression before. My boss was like, "Don't ever assume." I said, "Why?" Yeah. He wrote it down. I said, that's what it means.
And then, of course, then he gave that excuse, and then my brain started kicking in. So why didn't you call the courthouse and your lawyer Monday and Tuesday? Say, hey, I can't be there.
Who is this prick?
Which one?
Is this the real? Is this the real idiot, Colton Woods? Stop doxing me! Stop doxing. That's not the real one. I can't be the real guy.
Going any step further, something I kind of know from different channels is he could call one or two different individuals who would loan him the money to get to the courthouse. Just again, some things I've learned about some individuals, they would have helped him if he had called him. He did. So in my mind, I think he made the decision he wasn't going to go.
But here's the thing. What about this attorney that he has or had? He claims he had. He told me he had an attorney that he was communicating with, that was working with him through his case. And my thing was, I said to him, look, I'm not a lawyer, but I can tell you what you have to do. I do this for a living. Nah, Bubba, we're all good. My lawyer and I have a strategy and blah, 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 blah. Okay, but it's like, if that was the case, you have some lawyer with a strategy, your lawyer can then file a motion for a continuance with the court, which would have been accepted before the hearing date. I need a continuance. My client, he says he has a medical emergency, quote unquote. My client has this and that. And here's the thing. There's kind of a rule of thumb in court. If you file for a continuance and it's timely, usually it's granted on the first time. Especially for a rule to show cause. Especially, you know. Then if that's not granted, then at least you have that as an excuse. Nothing was filed in that regard. So it's clear. It's just he arrogance. He ignored it and thought he'd get away with it. Now hold on. Let's just finish the video because it's not long.
Is there anything in the car that you need? You got your phone, I got your license.
No, but my mom and my wife are in there not knowing what's going on. I'd really appreciate it if you would.
Okay. I've got another officer about to pull up, and then we'll go explain it to them.
So Alabama's coming to get me on a burglary warrant?
I don't know if they'll come and get you or if Oklahoma County will transport you. Hang tight for me, man.
Okay, I gotta say something here. Just me being a smart tail. Where is he going? Well, the police officer said, "Hang tight." Where is he going?
No.
I'm just saying. You know,
Joe, come on. You know, that was the officer being. Yeah, he says it. Yep. He got too cocky and thinking he was invincible. Was he driving with what? Well, he has his driver. He has a driver's license. I mean, they got his driver's license. I mean, he has a driver's license. He can drive. Yeah. So it's perfectly understandable he has a driver's license. Did he say, Mom? Well, Sharpton, it's known he was living with his mother. That's a known fact. That's something that he's even admitted that, oh, you know, my YouTube channel pays the bills and blah, 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 which is, I mean, that's a whole conversation in itself because people say it's his mom's house. His mom pays all the bills, but I never got into that. You know, he says he paid the bills. I didn't feel the need to try and.
Oh, you know who we need to send an email to right now, and I'm going to do it.
Hey, Tim,
I'm going to send someone an email, and that would be Fraudit Watch. I know he would be interested in this. I did not think about him. If he's where he can, he'll jump in.
He can just send it over. Happy for him to come up. Sure.
Fudge. What happened? Well, I saw him walk.
That's it?
Okay.
What?
So
That's
what? That's it?
Can you believe it?
So
I love everyone says the same thing. That's it? What? Is Kimmy actually there? Well, that's why I wish the body cam didn't stop, because usually with like body cam footage, the officer goes in the house and you can at least see who's there.
Yeah.
Like I would have loved to have seen the body cam of Kimmy. I mean, it would have probably redacted her face, but at least just proven.
And there's something else I would like to point.
Hey, nerd girl.
Oh, thank you, nerd girl. Thank you. So I won't be bothered. Well, you probably did not send the link to the to the live stream, so I'm going to send him the link. Yeah,
that's fine. But I mean, look. I mean, dang.
Yeah, that was it. It was not very long. I kind of wish they did that, so we can at least hush the naysayers about the Kimmy thing. Kaiser's a lot of that things, but I don't think he lied about Kimmy. I really don't.
I don't want to get into that conversation because that's a whole nother rabbit hole that people have. That if we bring it up and we don't investigate it, oh, you support Kaiser because you want to investigate if Kimmy is real or not. I'm like,
here's the thing: there's 3 cars in that driveway. Why would there be 3 cars?
That's true.
3 cars in the driveway when there's only 2 people who can drive. No, Kimmy's the 3rd person.
Well, that's not a valid argument. My parents. Well, because my parents have 4 cars in their driveway, and my mom doesn't drive, and my dad. It's just my parents.
Well,
my car is still sitting there.
To be fair, I would say your parents' income status is a lot better than Kaiser family's income status.
True. Hello, it's me, Georgia, Trans Fat Russell, and J-Town Press. Mr. Lana and Miss Russell. That's the best comment of the night.
Oh my goodness.
That's good. All right, let's see what KFAR has to say.
From what I've gathered from these 2 times I've watched, I believe fudge is the code word to shut off your body cam. That's what I picked up, because obviously her name's not fucking Fudge, and you're not going to randomly start saying fudge
Also,
in Oklahoma.
Very weird that they did not send the second officer's body cam, or I also requested the in-car camera. You know, they always have a camera inside the car for the ride to the jail. They didn't send this.
Not always. Not every police municipality has a camera inside the vehicle. They're sufficient with the body cam. Just like every municipality doesn't have body cam, so that's not necessarily accurate.
This is all they sent.
Some do and some don't, but like,
yeah, exactly. Some do and some don't. So that's not necessarily absolute.
Somebody, I'm drawing a blank on who said it. There's a few people here in chat. The beginning where he actually got pulled over and arrested, that's not there. That's weird. And then at the end, him talking to the officers talking to them would have also, the body cam would or should have been on.
Yeah.
Like if the officers, like he was in the car, if the officers wanted to shut it off to talk to each other, sure.
Different. It felt very fishy to me when I watched this. The way
like there's more to the incident. But no, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, so again, I'm just going to tell you, because back in my day, if the officers know someone has a felony warrant and they have a whole ass address, like a permanent address, they're going to go after those people first because they know where they're at.
Yeah.
Like if he was like a homeless person and like lived under a bridge, shout out Eagle Nick Audits.
I knew he was going there. I was like, oh, he's going to call it Eagle Nick. I love it.
Leave Eagle Nick alone.
No. On this channel, we will always talk about our friend Eagle Nick. Mr. Lana and Miss Russell. Lana pushes a stool up my large intestine. Let's be nice. I know we don't like them, but we can be nice.
No, we can't. Not too well. No.
Can't wait for Gunner says, can't wait for a writer to think they let him go because the body cam stopped. And the corruption because they let Kaiser go because Kaiser is locked up.
Yeah, he's
like, Chris Ryder would be such an idiot. They let Kaiser go. That proves the corruption in the government when Kaiser's locked up in jail in Alabama. Like, come on.
So, and here's the sad. Well, I'm going to just say here's the truth. Kaiser's not getting out of jail anytime soon until this is taken care of. And quite frankly, just it doesn't look good for him. We may not hear from him for years.
Here's the whole thing, though, and legit, like, what's gonna happen if and when he actually comes back? I don't think 10 years. I could see this time next year or in the next 2 years. And we're gonna talk about the most controversial character on YouTube. One of them, especially in our community. We're frauditing is a very small community in a very small corner of the internet.
Yes.
Like the mass public deals with these idiots, but they don't know that there's a whole community on YouTube. That's why educating the public is vital, right? So when Kaiser comes back in 2 years, his name's gonna get only bigger. It's like, you know, like as Fraudit Troll put on his video, the YouTuber that got away with murder. That's only gonna get popular. Then when he comes back, I think he's gonna get even bigger.
I do believe that the numbers he had before February 5th will not be as great. Now, you're right. It may grow, and it may grow fast, very, very quickly. But yes, I think at this point, there's a good many, myself included, that followed him. And that was the slap across the face for me, the figure slap across my face. You didn't go to court, and you did not do your business like you should have done your business.
No. Why did people turn on Glenn Harlow? I didn't know people turned on him. I know that he was, if anything, I know the trolls got on him because he would give like $2 super chats. It's me. Audit them. Is this Doc? Okay, so see, we have some trolls here tonight. First, Mr. Lana and Miss Russell, and then audit them. Goat Boy clearly are the same person because their names are literally spelled with the same crap underscores. No, you are not audit them, and you know this is not Dr. Dave. So
Hey, Fraudit
Watch. Joe, send them the link.
It's been emailed to them. It's in your email, Fraudit Watch. Check your email.
Come on up. Come on, watch. Come on up, watch.
Yeah, I know you wanted. I know you would like to be here.
Fee shouting at the sky under a bridge. They're probably not going to go after him because he could be anywhere. So the fact that he's like, "You're already getting me," it's like, yeah, you've made it pretty clear where you're at. They've been to your house previously. Like they know where you're at. Did they read him his rights?
They don't have to read him his rights. This department doesn't have to read him his rights ever. They're not the ones that are arresting him. They're just detaining him.
They're not the organization of the arrest.
So they wouldn't have had to read him his rights if they weren't asking him questions.
Mm-hmm.
But
like all they ask him is, "Are you a YouTuber?" Right?
Hey, EJ71, we just got the body cam. We don't talk about Wrangler.
Wait, we have an obsession with Wrangler?
Yeah.
Is that what he's saying? That's funny.
You got the wrong guys. We set our piece channel 2 years ago and have let everybody else kind of take it.
Pop that up on screen. I kind of want to read it, and it's going like I can't.
Well, I will add this on that one.
If you
can we pause
if
for a
you
second?
think that we're obsessed with him,
EJ71 says.
Yeah.
Hold on. So disgusted with the obsession on Kaiser. I was such an anti-auditor, but every channel is so focused on this dude. Well, part of it is the fact. And you know what? And here's the thing. And I am at this point, I might as well do a short video on it. Just expressing my piece.
Yeah.
I don't have to, but I kind of want to now. But here's the whole thing. With Kaiser, my whole thing was, and I'll just be honest, when I really learned about the nonsensical stuff that he was involved with, I knew that he was toxic. But I am someone that's all about redemption and people redeeming themselves, being acceptable in the eyes of God. So because of that, he has a crap past. But you know what? I said, you know what? He looks like he's on the right path. I want him genuinely to succeed.
And that's what was my feelings too. I still want to genuinely succeed. But my whole thing was he has to pay his debt to society first.
Fraudit Watch, good to see you. In 1 second, let me just finish what I'm saying, and then we'll let you talk. But for me, it was again the lack of accountability for his own actions with this court hearing, the arrogance, thinking he was above the law, he could skirt past the law, like he was that smart, and I didn't like that. And for me, I'll say it. I wasn't a supporter. I wasn't someone. Shiz was like, "Oh, well, Fraudit Mania sucked his taint for over." No, I did not do anything like that. Like that's not true. And the Shiz wants to act like I was. People are like, "Oh, how's your daddy Kaiser doing?" No, like he's not my daddy. That never was our relationship. But I wanted to see dude succeed. So that's why I never blasted him. I never cut him off, yada, yada, yada. And I told him, Jada, I'm like, look, bro, I can't wait to see you rise above all this. But he didn't make the needed changes. He didn't come out better. He allowed this facade, this mentality that, I'm a victim, so I don't have to be accountable for my actions. And I know that he was bullied and grilled by everyone. I get that. And that's tough. But at the same time, still, you need to hold yourself accountable. If he had said, look, either, I went to court. If he had went to court and got locked up, I would not have had I wouldn't be doing this live stream. I wouldn't have the community post. I wouldn't have anything negative to say because at least he was holding himself accountable. But how many times has he done videos on frauditors or soft sets that don't show up to court and he calls them names? If they're a woman, he'll call her a derogative name. If it's a male, he'll call him names. He'll be like, hold yourself accountable for your actions. You are a criminal. Fraud or Troll tore up Kaiser. Fraud or Troll is not a good content creator, so I don't think that's a good example. Look, I'm not a fan of Shiz because Shiz only picks. I think Shiz just picks on me because she likes bullying people. But she did a much better job covering Kaiser than Troll did. Troll is not a good content creator whatsoever.
No.
Right. But still, that's how I feel. And it's like, yeah, for those of us that were trying to give him a chance, that like Joe, Fraud, or Watch were bullied and eviscerated nearly by people on the internet because we never spoke up against Kaiser, he let us down. He absolutely let us down. Fraud or Watch, I'll let you have the next word.
Thanks. I did.
Again, thanks for coming on. I know it's last.
Yeah,
minute.
that's all right. I didn't get the notification. I was just scrolling through the feeds and went, you're up live. I'll come in and say hello. Yeah, look, I have to agree with what Doc said in the past on his live stream. Agree with you. He's let a lot of us down. He let a lot of people down. He was quick to, say to others, well, you've got a court date. You're going to court. You're going to go to jail. And then when the tables were turned, it was, oh, no. It's not happening. This is just a status hearing. I won't be going to court. They won't be sending people out to arrest me. I don't need to go. I only found out about it 4 days ago. He claims I backstabbed him the 1st of January, 2nd of January. I consider he backstabbed me. I've done one video on him when he was arrested. I've got one in the works. I don't know whether I'll put it out yet or not. I don't even know if I'll finish it. I've only been back to his channel to download videos to show his lies about this entire thing. I've been watching his channel on Social Blade falling. I think he's down something like about 160 subscribers on his main channel. I don't think he'll be able to come back. I mean, he's going to be locked up for quite some time. I would be surprised if.
Agreed.
I would be surprised if it's anything less than 20 years, with all the charges and the way that, he's racked up, and that he is a habitual offender. So he's going to cop the enhancements on the charges. So I would say a minimum of 20 years, if not more.
20 years? You think it's going to be that long?
Well, you think about it this way. Well, the 2 burglary charges, the standard sentence is 1 year, 1 day to 10 years. But because he's a habitual offender, that burglary charge now goes from 10 years to 99 years. So you've got 2 cases of burglary, both facing 10 years to 99 years. The 2 theft charges, that goes from 1 year, 1 day, 5 years to 1 year, 1 day, 10 years. He's got 2 of those. The credit card one, that remains a maximum of 10 years. But
you're talking maximum.
Yeah, I'm talking maximums, and I'm saying I reckon he's going to get at least 20 out of it, considering he's got 5 charges. He's going to cop probably 20 years for the burglary. If he's lucky, I mean,
it depends, because I'm curious to see, because obviously he had a warrant for his arrest. He's going to go back to court, and they're going to evaluate the bond itself. Right. So you're talking maximums. I don't think they're going to push maximums, being that he hasn't gotten in. He hasn't offended. I mean, this is not appearing for court. This is a court potential bond violation that can still be argued in court. So there's a chance that they might not drop the hammer on him if he has a legitimate excuse for not showing up to the court appearance. The purpose of them putting the warrant out is to make sure he appears for court. So they could drop the hammer on him. We might not. I don't know. The maximum, that's scary. Potentially being in another 20 years, but there's a chance they could sentence him, a tenth of that. Yeah. I don't know. It depends. It really depends on, quite frankly, if he's cooperating right now, if he got an attorney involved, and whatever else.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Truthfully, I just don't see him getting out on bond, because basically they picked him up in Oklahoma. Apparently, the courts did not know where he was at, so he did not do proper follow through as he should have, and he didn't show up February 5th.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation, because again, I said this before when we talked about it. I had a whole conversation with dude's like, oh yes, my bondsman knows that I switched addresses and they know where I live. And I'm like, have that person available to testify, get a written affidavit, get something that will verify the good. Nah, Bubba, we're good. We're gonna rise above this. We're good, brother. And I'm like, okay, it's just not gonna work. But then he says he received the notice to his house 3 days before court. So apparently they figured out where he actually lives.
Yeah, I wonder if that was because of his new attorney that the courts appointed, that, got in contact with him, got his address, and said, "Hey, I need to send this to you." I reckon his new attorney, because don't forget, he had his first attorney, which he claims he retained for the.
Correct.
But he didn't. And this is where I'm a little bit confused. That was a court-appointed attorney. Now, do you actually retain a court-appointed attorney, or is the court saying,
no,
this is your attorney for this?
The attorney, when you retain an attorney, that means that you have told the court that you have opted not to use the attorney that the court appoints to you, and you want to actually pay money for an actual attorney, for an attorney that's not retained by the court.
So he claimed that
it's not legal aid.
He claimed that he retained the attorney just for the that first appearance to plead not guilty to the charges. But if you go back and look, through the court documents, that first attorney was an appointed attorney by the court.
It was a court-appointed attorney, and it was my understanding that after he had the court-appointed attorney, the attorney did withdraw his appearance. Now, people say, "Oh, the attorney withdrew because he knew it was a losing case." Judicially, you can't do that. If you're retained in a case, if it's a winner or a loser, you can't just withdraw if it's a losing case. Otherwise, every attorney would have a perfect record because they would just retain before they lost. But it was my understanding that attorney withdrew his appearance because Kaiser had actually paid for an attorney to handle this matter.
Yeah, no, see,
that was my understanding.
Doc, it's in those court docs. It's in those docs that I sent you in the mail the other day.
Yeah, I saw those documents. I hadn't had a chance to go over them really well yet.
From memory, one of them is, yes, he wants me to represent him for this not guilty show. But apart from that, that's all I'm doing. And then, of course, his first attorney put in the withdrawal the day after the notice to show cause came. The court appointed a second attorney, realized that they'd screwed up with who they picked, not revoked, but discharged that attorney and gave him a third attorney, which is the one that he's got now. So Kaiser has never retained an attorney for these charges. They've all been court appointed.
Agreed. I want to just respond to the GJM. Kaiser's getting out. The Flyers, they're never gonna. Their best shot was in 2010. I think 2010 when they I think they played Chicago in the Stanley Cup Finals, and they lost in 6 games. I want to say it was. That was their best shot. That was the dream team, so to speak. So the Kaiser will get out before the Flyers win the Stanley Cup. There's no doubt about that. I want to address a couple of comments real quick. Freebird says, "I want Dunway to be put away." I mean, he's vile on his own in a completely different category. So that's
and I've said it too. The two things can be true at the same time. Ryder's a bad guy, and Kaiser has done wrong with the court systems. Both are true.
Right. I also wanted to address this one comment GJM said earlier. He never should have brought Tiffany's children or gone with a sexual insult 0 class. I want to take it a step further, and this was when I really started to take umbrage. This was like spring of last year. Do you guys remember when he somehow got a hold of Tiffany's medical records and her drug tests?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was showing it on his live stream?
Yeah.
Yes.
This was back at the point where I hadn't been on his channel in like a month and a half. But I don't want to say we talked regularly, but we still had communication, once every couple of weeks. And I called him the next day and I said, dude, you have to be no, I'm sorry. He had sent them to me, said if I wanted to use them on a stream, I could. But he was going to stream about it that night. And I called him and I said, Kaiser, once you do that, there's no going back. That's a line you don't cross. Putting someone's medical history, medical records, because the drug test is a medical record, on YouTube, that's taking it too far. You can go up there, you can call her Tifaho, you can say she's a terrible mother. You can do all that. But you're putting someone's personal medical records on panel, on screen. That's a line you just don't cross. Nah, brother, I got permission. I was told by lawyers everything was good. And that was when I started to say that was the first time I said, yeah, this guy's kind of tasteless.
And here's the thing: just because it's legal does not mean it's right. There is a moral thing about it. Okay, yes, it might be a public record, but is it a public record that I want to release? No. It probably isn't in that situation with the drug tests. Now, who was first to kind of? Because I never really heard a negative thing said about the kids, other than the only thing I've heard him say about the kids, and maybe I missed some things, is that they were there with their fathers, that they're in good homes.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I never heard him going too much further than that. Now, but on the other side of the spectrum, I've seen Ryder ranting and raving about the kids, ranting and raving how they're his kids too, and this and that. And yes, I've heard Billy talk about his daughter, but I don't think I've, other than saying maybe one of the kids is doing well with something. I never really heard Wrangler talking bad about the kids. Only thing he's probably said about the kids is pay your child support. Yeah.
Right. I want to address this comment on the screen. So Hawkeye, that's what I just said. He said you're all grasping at straws. When the order to show cause came up, the court appointed attorney withdrew because he was only there for the arraignment. I agree.
Yeah.
And that's what I just said.
Yeah.
So it was my understanding that was a court-appointed attorney for the arraignment, and he withdrew because Kaiser retained an attorney to represent him for the rule to show cause hearing. And that's what I just said. So I'm not grasping at straws. You and I are saying the same thing. And then you're saying the attorney he has now was most likely retained by his father for him. The father attempting to protect his 9,500 subs, maybe. But it's funny because, again, if he actually used his attorney, I don't think he would have been locked up. The attorney would have filed a motion for a continuance. That's not on the docket. And the thing was, they knew about it 5 weeks previous, before the hearing, that he was being summoned to court. If he had a lawyer, the lawyer would have said, you know about it, you've posted about it, go to court.
Mm-hmm.
The whole, I didn't know about it. No one's coming to my door. And someone said it earlier, like, in essence, he was like mocking and egging the police on when he did that one live stream the next day. Like, I personally didn't watch the live stream.
I didn't either. I kind of lurked a little bit, just kind of, because right before that live stream, I told him, I basically emailed him and told him to take my ranch away. I told him that I was disappointed with him, and basically what I said in my little statement yesterday, to a little bit of a degree, that I was disappointed and I felt betrayed by his actions, and the only way he could start making it up is if he makes things right with the state, and that was how I left it. And I felt that at the time was the most appropriate thing for me to do, because I didn't want to maintain a ranch with him. I'm not going to support him anymore until he makes things right. And I don't think, and even then, I'm going to be questioning where I ever will support him again. more likely that's going to be a moot point because I don't think he's going to be out. He might be out in 10 years. I think, yeah.
That's valid. Hey guys,
Yeah.
Hey Joe, real quick, I'm just going to play a quick cool down video, and then we're gonna come right back to this. I just want to play this something just for us to, regroup for just a second and yada yada whatever.
I'm just your friendly neighborhood, and I'm just your friendly neighborhood racist.
And when they come, you're going to turn right around and say, well, we deserved it. We haven't done anything. We're a totally peaceful racist group. No.
And I'm just your friendly neighborhood racist.
He's a gay black dude. He's a double time fucking minority. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that as a double minority? You can't now you're like, I'm black and gay. What now? I gotta be plant sexual before I get any attention?
I feel inferior to you. So in order to, at the very least, feel equal to you, I need to either bring you down or bring myself up. And since it's easier bringing others down than it is working on lifting myself up, that's what I will try to do.
Let me get started about the fucking mega question Mussolini, the Volnamon, Orange Man Baby, the anus, Down Old, Down Hitler, thank you, Wings.
What the hell?
Sorry.
I'm out for blood. It's a goddamn promise. I want to know where you live now, dude. I will find it. I'm actively searching. I don't give a fuck. I gotta hunt from state to state. I'll find you, dude. Now I'm out for blood again.
So,
as I said, that's just a cool down video. That video is incomplete. What I'm doing is I'm putting together a compilation of all of my channel haters, and that is the start. It's going to be a complete video. It's going to kind of be like a commercial halfway through our stream as a cool down. You guys might have recognized some of those people because they probably harassed you guys too on your channels.
Yep.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah. So
I have one
feel like
question.
that's
I have
fitting.
one question. How can you be a peaceful racist? Isn't that like
we're a totally peaceful racist group?
That in particular individual, I mean, it was very obvious he meant to say anti-racist, and he was getting so worked up. He just, you know how it is. You forget to say certain words, and it came off.
Well, here's the best thing. So the one clip of Stone Vet where he's referring to me as a gay black dude, that was early January of 2024. I had been on Kaiser's channel twice, and for some reason,
okay.
Yeah. I just want to say that quietly, so you can make that decision what to do with that.
Yeah, I'm taking that out of the video. If that's the I mean, yeah, I'm taking that out. Yeah, I'm not exploiting that. I'm not trying to make fun of that. I feel bad now. But with Stone Vet, I had been on Kaiser's panel twice. You can get on this platform and formulate any opinions you want on people. First off, if you had watched that a full stream of him, he downed an entire bottle of, I forgot what it's called. It's a Maple Knob Creek. It's like a
that sounds good.
It's great. I love it. But not when you drink a whole bottle in a 2-hour live stream.
But as a sipping drink while you're eating steak, it sounds good. I mean, I like my. Yeah, I like to have
I've had a Maple Knob Creek old fashioned and it's one of the best.
Oh
it's
man,
one of the
I
best
love
drinks
an
you can
old fashioned. I love
Okay,
an old fashioned.
I'm going to show how naive.
A good old, absolutely.
I'm going to show how naive I am. I gather this is an alcoholic drink that you guys are talking about.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, nerd. Good night, nerd girl. I'll be headed to bed in a few minutes too. But yeah. It's a whiskey. It's what is that? A whiskey or a brandy?
Which one?
Knob
Creek
Creek.
is a whiskey. I think it's
a whiskey,
out of
yeah.
Kentucky, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
Good drink, great drink, fantastic. If you want something that's smooth, that has a slight sweet taste to it, and like an old fashioned's an old fashioned. That's it. Joe knows that's a classic. That's Give me two of those on a night out. I'm done.
Yeah. When I go out, but my best time I've had was going to a nice steakhouse up in New York City. Actually, it's credited to be the oldest existing restaurant in the United States. I mean, I hope I'm not mistaking that. Homestead Inn, and me and my wife, we had a steak for two. It was a big, nice bone-in ribeye, thick cut. Oh my God, beautiful steak. And their spinach. I would just go there just for their spinach side dish, because that spinach side dish is, oh my God, I'm getting hungry now just thinking about that spinach. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But have it with a little bit of scotch, and it's a beautiful.
Goat Boy already is intoxicated. I mean, he acts like he is.
But anyways, just saying, good food. So you guys ever go to New York City, check out Homestead Inn. Like I said, if it's not the oldest, it is definitely one of the oldest restaurants in the United States.
No, all right. I mean, I'm in the process of going back to Philly, and that's a 2-hour drive.
Yes. Oh yes.
So absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, this isn't. I wasn't planning on streaming at 10 something at night. It's almost midnight here. I got to work tomorrow. I have an early start. So we are going to wrap this up. Unfortunately, I feel like, when I saw they were going to show body cam, I thought it would be like an actual body cam video. It was incredibly anticlimactic. I do think there are questions, and KTZ was asking those questions. Like, why is it so short? Why is it trimmed? Why did they cut it abruptly? How many videos do we see of body cam footage where you see much longer videos, and a lot of it's dead air?
I mean,
they were sure to show as little as possible of this arrest, and I am a tad bit curious as to why. I think there's more information that we could have gathered. Okay,
so
that.
One thing that I think a lot of people would definitely want was at least a portion of video, even if it was rejected out, where her face was scrambled, or both Mother and Kenny's face were scrambled. At least a confirmation Kenny's right here. I think a lot of people would like that. Yeah, I mean, but in that video, we did hear him say, "My wife and mother's inside the house." So I do want to point that out.
No, but he's not stupid. That could have just been for the camera,
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: if he had said that to the police and they went inside and they couldn't find the wife, they would start asking questions. Yeah,
I mean, is he?
And you mentioned there's multiple cars in the driveway. Yeah, that's.
I mean, is he quick enough to think on his feet?
I think that. Yeah, true. And that's another point too.
That's a good question.
I don't think he's that quick in that situation. I mean, I'm getting arrested. I'm more shocked that I'm getting arrested because it was Wednesday when the court case was supposed to happen. I mean, it's Friday today. How did this happen so fast? That was kind of his reaction to it. It happened fast.
If you listen to what he said, they're not coming out to get me. They're not going to arrest me for this. And then all of a sudden it was like 6:30 Friday night, and the internet's buzzing with Kaiser's been arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's, unlike some of the frauditors that we see that are able to quickly think on their feet. I don't think Kaiser's up to that level where he can go, the wife and the mother are in the house for the camera so that he could fool people.
I agree.
Yeah, I
think it'd be, he's opened up the door and he's looked outside the door and he's gone, OF, I'm in trouble, and then taking it from there. But yeah, I don't think he's.
And
while he plays a good game, I don't think he can actually win the good game.
And here's the thing here too is if you look at the video for that arrest, the car door was wide open, and I'm assuming that's his car, because there was a phone by that car, which indicates that they waited for him to come out. That also means they probably were sitting a few houses down watching the house, and as soon as he came out, boom, they rushed up on him. They didn't just they didn't just kind of show up and knock on the door. They waited for him to come out. That's what I'm thinking here, based upon the car door was open, phone was on the ground. That means they came up to him very quickly and cuffed him. That's why the phone's on the ground. He dropped the phone.
That's valid. That's valid.
And
I just think the whole thing's interesting. And you know what? Part of the reason why I never made like an all-out statement in the past was primarily because.
Can I say one thing? I'm sorry. Dove is following me again. She's following me everywhere I go to. Everywhere I go to, she's following me.
No, you leave Dove alone. You leave Dove
alone.
And
I are buddies. She's good people.
I thought he didn't. I think his license, I believe, is registered in a different state. He can still drive, obviously, in whatever state that he's living in, as long as his license is valid in the state that is registered with. So he does have a license. I just don't think it's registered to Oklahoma. I think it's registered in a different state.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dub, because I did not see that part of the video. I was going to actually view this live stream that you just came from tomorrow sometime, because we did see the actual arrest, but I did not actually see that part. So that's interesting. The report said he drove down the street and turned around. So, and when you say he drove down the street and turned around, was that Kaiser or the police officer?
I think it's something that we'll investigate going forward, and then we'll take it from there. Fellas, it's late. Okay. I gotta go. I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know if you guys want to keep the party going, but Frauder Mania is worn out.
I gotta do the same thing. Only person that's going to be party late tonight is Fraud to watch. For some reason, he's like 12 hours ahead of us. Some crazy shit.
It's 10 to 1 in the afternoon.
See,
my goodness.
See what I'm saying? He's.
It's 10 to midnight. I should have been in bed over an hour ago.
At least, Will, you've got the courtesy of having your live streams, during my daytime. Unlike certain people up on this panel that I have to set alarms for at 1 o'clock in the morning if I want to go on his panel.
True.
Interesting. That's very
all right,
interesting,
y'all.
Dove, thank you for that tidbit information. I am obviously going to be watching Kate Farson and KT Says live stream sometime tomorrow. Have a good night. Good night.
Have a good night, everyone. Guys. I'm calling it quits here.